drunk in the dive. They're friends with Rye and playing Broadway guy. It's Broadway entertainment because it's live with Rye and friends. He's a bundle of joy and happiness. He must be here for me. He's a theater nerd. Share a word with a Broadway star or you are guest. We'll have you on the floor for fame and empty and many more. Rye Myers, Rye Friends, the Broadway entertainment BFF is live with Rye and Friends.
Woo! All righty. Hi, everyone. Hello, welcome to Rye Friends on Broadway. I'm Rye Myers. This way. I'm Rye Myers. I am known as your Broadway Entertainment BFF. Listen, we've got a great show for you today. It's Tony Sunday, our Super Bowl. Yes. As Joshua Turton is so clever to write a song about, Tony's is our Super Bowl. So we've got a great show for you tonight, and I'm so excited to be here. We have a great group of people here, and let's get right into the show because it is a hybrid show tonight. So with that, help me welcome my very special guest. He is someone who I've had the pleasure of knowing over these last 2 years. We met virtually 2 years ago via Zoom, many Zooms when I was hosting many events with Broadway Plus, and he's been a dear friend. He's someone who's so talented, and his new project that he just got cast in, you're all gonna love. So please help me welcome the incredible Fergie Philippe. Hi, Fergie. Hello.
Ooh, look at that.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, my pleasure. Thank you for doing this. For those of you who may not know, Fergie just rushed over here from Hamilton. He's currently running with the Sons of Liberty as Hercules Mulligan and James Madison.
Yes.
So how was the show tonight?
It was good. You know, a matinee. It was Tony's Sunday, so you know everybody was kind of like, all right, let's get this going.
Yeah.
I got Tony's to watch.
Right. Yeah. Like here. I love it. Well, first off, congrats on the exciting news this is the exciting news. You'll be playing Emmett in Legally Blonde, the musical, right? At the MUNY. Emmett. That's so exciting, and you must have been so excited when you got the news. Did you expect it?
No. So it was really funny because I've been talking with a friend who had done the show on a cruise line, and she just randomly was like, "You such a great Emmett." And I'm a strong baritone, so I was like, "That's really cute of you to say, but that'd be good." And literally the next day, my agent called me and was like, "Hey, they're looking for people at MUNY. They called you in for Emmett," and I was ready to be like, no. But I kind of stepped into something that terrified me. It was like, let's just see. The worst that can happen is they say no. So I kind of just went for it, and I thought I worked really hard on it, and then when my agent and I was up for another show. I was up for another show at the time at MUNY, and I thought I was going to get a call for that. I love this pedal situation.
Hey, this is live entertainment.
That's right, baby. But I was up for another show, so when the agent called me to tell me that I'd gotten it, I was so prepared to hear about the other show. And so when Legally Blonde came out of her mouth, and I just was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" So it's still like kind of hard to grasp. It's not really a role that I ever thought I'd play, and so I'm really excited.
I am so excited for you, and it's a diverse cast, which is so exciting. Yeah. It's the MUNY, and when does it open?
Opens July 25th, I believe.
That's so exciting. Round of applause for making a cast that is diverse, that anyone can play the role of Elle, Warner, of Emmett, anyone, and I'm so proud that you're going to be in it. I guess you're taking a little bit of a leave from the show?
Yeah, I'm just going to be away for about 3 weeks, and then I'll come right back in.
Well, exciting. So how did your musical theater journey begin? For those who may not know, how did you get started performing?
Yeah, the funny thing is that when I was younger, I wasn't really into theater like outright. It was actually puppets that I kind of got into, which I, you know, anyone who knows me knows that that's like my thing. So I was really into puppets and kind of started on that journey, and then that kind of lends itself naturally to performing, and so I ended up taking a lot of theater classes. And then I got into this performing arts high school in Miami, Florida, and while I was there, I was studying straight acting, which is kind of known as like the acting without singing or dancing.
Yes, yes.
But I was always trying to do musical projects within the school and on the side and during the summers and stuff like that. And then I got into Elon University for musical theater. It's actually the only music theater program I'd gotten into. And I went there kind of on a chance, because it was between that and a school for straight acting, which, you know, I was kind of like, that's what I'm good at. And again, I did the thing where I was like, this terrifies me. I'm going to try the musical theater school thing. And I did, and it really worked out for me, thank God.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, has anyone seen Hamilton recently? Since Broadway's reopened. Yes, yes, amazing. Well, that's so awesome that you ended up there with the school. And now, with the puppetry, we were talking, that's something you originally first got into. Now, you are also big fans, speaking of puppets, of the Muppets and of Disney. And you just did a show at 54 Below, the Muppets Treasure Island, right?
Yeah.
And that, yeah, that was for that. Now, was there puppetry? Did you have the Muppets characters?
No, those are trademarked. No, what we did was I had some friends and buddies in the show who were puppeteers, and I unfortunately the show happened so quickly I didn't really have time to kind of like choreograph and like use the puppets in the way I really wanted to. But my friends who were very talented were like, don't worry about it. We'll find places to kind of throw the puppets in. But no, Muppet Treasure Island is my favorite movie of all time, and my friend Ben Kaplan.
You've all seen it, I'm sure, right? Muppet Treasure Island. It's a classic.
Very likely many people have not.
I hope so.
Yes.
What kind of childhood did you have if you didn't see it?
It's a great, so funny, great music. It's a great movie. But my friend Ben Kaplan and I, who, you know, I started working with him because he does the 54 Sings Muppets concerts a lot. And when we met, he kind of looked at me and was like, I don't know if I've met anyone that likes Muppets as much as you do. And I was like, you probably haven't. So then together, over the winter, we did Muppet Christmas Carol over at Freedom 42.
Yes, which I saw.
Which
That
you were
was
there for.
incredible.
And we had so
Muppet
much
Christmas
fun.
Carol, I'm sure we all see.
That's like the classic.
Right,
That is
at the holidays, we all watch Muppet Christmas Carol, I hope.
And after that one, we both kind of were just like, this was really good, this was really fun. Like, if we get an opportunity to do Treasure Island in the next couple of years, like, we should try. And then he randomly was like, 54 has a slot on a Monday, can you do it? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Without looking at my schedule, which I always do.
Right.
And of course, it was smack dab right after I got off from vacation and when I was like going to be heading into like some call extra stuff. So it was the most insane week of my life, but it worked out pretty well, and the show was so much fun. Videos are going to come out soon, but it was so silly, which is all we care about. We just care about having a fun, silly time.
And that's all that matters. I can't wait to see the show. I mean, you put on such a show when you do these things, so it's going to be so great. And do you have like a puppet that you've made yourself just in general, if you're into it? Have you ever created your own puppet or built your own puppet? Or?
No, building puppets is a very specific skill set that I do not acquire.
I wasn't
that
sure.
I do not obtain whatsoever. But you know, the world of puppetry is very misleading in the best way, because the characters are so lifelike that almost I think people look at it and go, oh, I can do that. Yeah, I can make that happen. And it's truly one of the most difficult art forms to really get into. And so when I really started getting back into like moving through puppetry, which during the pandemic I kind of took some time to really get back into it, I kind of told myself, like, I really need to like take the time to work on the performance aspect of it, because the performance elements of it are very difficult. It take a long time. It's very tedious and it's very minute. So I do plan to like help learn how to build, like learn how to do, you know, that kind of stuff. But that's like a very separate skill set on its own. And so
I did not know that was its own separate skill.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy because you have to use these different materials that a lot of people wouldn't think of. So you have to use a specific kind of foam, you have to use felt, you have to use fur if you want to use fur, and then you can't use regular glue or anything because the way the stitching has to be done, because all of the Muppets don't have visible stitching, they have invisible stitching, and so there's a specific way to stitch it. It's like it's such
Did
a
you all know
craft.
this? I mean,
It's such a craft.
Yeah, you knew that?
It's such a craft. Ooh.
Do you do puppetry?
Yeah!
I
I love that. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was all this that much work.
Yeah,
into
it's crazy, and it's kind of an underground thing going on, even though it's become so mainstream, specifically with Sesame Street and Muppets. But you know, the craft and care that goes into it is so minute, like I said. It's very specific.
It is. And on the Disney end, what's your favorite Disney character or Disney movie? I know.
But what's funny is whenever
because we're all big Disney fans here. We were talking about that earlier. Yes. We're all big Disney fans. Yes,
oh yeah.
Disney fans.
You would be heartless to not. But my favorite Disney movie is technically not a Disney movie. It's Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which was released under Touchstone Pictures. Yes, Who Framed Roger Rabbit's a classic, brilliant film, but it was released under Touchstone, which is a subsidiary company of Disney when Eisner came in to make more adult and more creative films, and that's what it was released under. So it's technically a Disney film, but not in the Disney animated canon, or at least not anymore. They tried to, and then Steven Spielberg said no. But no, that's one of my favorite movies and my favorite Disney movie ever because I think the animation is absolutely beautiful and it's so inventive and smart and just the concept is so cool.
I love
it.
Yeah, you've seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit,
yeah,
right?
I
started watching that as a kid. I was very young when I first watched that, and it was really good.
Yeah.
I loved that. Did you, by the way, speaking of, did you read Bob Iger's book?
I did. I actually just finished it.
Wasn't it so good?
It was a very fascinating book. I was really captivated by the way he kind of spoke candidly about his own faults in the way that, in terms of the things that he wished he could have improved upon and what he learned from his former boss, Michael Eisner, and what he learned from working in other places, like when he was at ABC or things like that. And so I found it to be I was admittingly not necessarily excited to read it, but after reading it, I was a lot more empathetic and much more open-minded to everything about him and just the pressures and the difficulty that comes from being the CEO of that company.
I mean, big time. If you haven't, I recommend Pride of a Lifetime for those who are interested, just learning about Disney or want to learn about how sort of that sausage gets made. Bob Iger, who was the former CEO of Disney, wrote it, and it's really good. It's not businessy. It's very entertaining. Lots of good stories, but it gives you also good life lessons as well if anyone's in management or anything. Now on to what you're doing now. You're currently in Hamilton, as I said, running with Sons of Liberty. What has that been like to be in Hamilton, especially to be, you were there when it reopened, right? In September. So what has it been like to be in it now as Broadway's reopened?
I've had a really fortunate opportunity to be able to be in the studio and kind of work from the ground up to build the show twice now. The first time I started with the tour back in 2017, and we were the second national, so we kind of opened the company, and so we were back in the rehearsal studios, and we were there with Tommy and Lack and Andy and Steph, and just kind of really building it, and then went out on tour. And then obviously when we came back from the pandemic, we had another 4 weeks of that. And I think what's always astonishing to me about these kind of processes is that there's always a weird kind of trust with in certain ways, and then in other ways it's okay, but we needed to look like this, we needed to be here and be there. And then I'm okay, I can understand that. And then there's other moments where, the Mulligan Rap is one of those things that there's so much freedom in that for me. They really have not given me notes on it. They're kind of just yeah, how does it feel? It feels good. I said, look, they're it's fine. Wow. Thank you.
That's amazing.
But if I'm not on 7, I'm dead.
Right.
So it's always an interesting thing to kind of work in a show that's so specific in its essence and its vibe and mood that there are places where it's kind of free flowing, and then other places where it's not at all. And kind of the past 4 years, me kind of writing that has been very fascinating.
I love that. Well, if you haven't seen Hamilton with him yet or haven't heard him perform, you need to. But if you haven't seen Hamilton, that's okay. He's going to be singing, not from the show, but he's going to be singing. You can hear his lovely chops. Tell us what you're going to be singing. I'm so excited. It's one of my favorites.
Listen, man, I told you I'm a big Disney fan, so of course I have to bring out some Disney stuff. I'm going to be singing my favorite Disney song. It's going to be If I Can't Love Her from Beauty and the Beast, because I think this
a lot. We're going to take the radio city right now. Great, as it performs?
Yeah, you want to go back to over some time with the mic with you. You guys want to switch a little bit?
Oh, okay. Give me hold, please. This is live. We're going live to Radio City with Jacob. Okay,
God,
be right back.
Go. He should come.
Hey.
Fergie, come with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're live from the Tony Awards.
Okay.
Hold on.
Hey, Jacob.
And then take the remote and turn up the volume on the remote.
Hi, how is it at the Tony Awards right now?
Keep going. Just hold it down and keep going. Keep going. going. Both of them will work. Someone do that, TV.
Sure. One sec, we can't hear you from the TV.
Did you turn
That's
the?
amazing.
Wow.
Are you having a good time? Do you see anyone, any of the nominees? Oh wow.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
the Tonys.
Use the microphone, guys. If you can. Rye, give me your mic.
This is not good.
Yep. Fergie. I know I got change. I need the batteries. Is what I'm asking for. Yep.
Oh. That's exciting. Very exciting. Amazing. Well, we're having some trouble seeing it, but thank you for showing us what you have. We are going to go to Fergie now performing, and we will shortly be checking in with you again. This is so exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, we'll be back soon. Thank you, Fergie. All right.
I love me some Radio City.
Yes,
Anything
yes.
for Radio City.
All right. Fabulous. So now Fergie's going to be performing If I Can't Love Her. Take it away, my friend.
There's not the slightest trace of anything that even hints at kindness, and from my tortured shame, no comfort, no escape. I see the things utter blindness, hopeless. As the time flies, love must illusion helpless, old and trembling to the sad. No beauty could no goodness improve me, no power on earth if I can love her. No pain could reach me, no lesson could teach me how I could have loved her and make her love me too. If I can't love her, long ago I could have seen all the things I could have been, careless and unthinking, I moved onward. No pain could be deeper, no life could be cheaper, no point anymore if I can love her. No spirit could win me, no hope left with love her and make her set me free. But it's not me if I can't love her. Let the world be done with me.
Round of applause for Fergie, Philippe. Oh my gosh. That was incredible. Give it a round of applause. Oh my God. It's such a stunning song. I mean, it's
Performance is easier when you have like just gorgeous material, and I mean Alan Menken, we could talk for hours.
There's nothing that he can't write. I mean,
No, really.
I used to sing years ago, and I sort of have that same range. You have that bass range. It's not as beautiful as yours, but If I Can't Love Her is a song that I would love to perform one day. And
It's a baritone's dream, because you hear all this musical theater and you're like, oh, there's nothing for me, and then you hear that and you're like, there's a God.
There is. Yes. Well, listen, I have a trivia question I'm going to do for the audience, and this is for our audience here. I'm giving away a pair of tickets to Mr. Saturday Night on Broadway.
Oh, yes.
So it has to be used by September, so if you're not in the city or you don't think you'll use it by September, don't answer the question. But come find me after and I'll email it to you. So this might be a little, so hopefully we're paying attention. Where did Fergie say he went to college in the second, your main undergraduate?
Undergraduate, yes.
Undergrad.
Elon?
Elon! Yay! I will find you later and get you the 2 tickets. Fabulous. Fabulous. Well, before we wrap up, does anyone here, we have a Broadway star here. Anyone have any questions or anything they want to ask the Broadway star? If there's any performers here, anything that you're curious about, you want to know how Hamilton works or anything in between? Fergie, I know you also are. Oh, yes.
Have you ever considered writing a show?
Oh, dear. Ever consider writing a show?
Yeah.
Have you ever considered writing a show?
Well, I am a writer,
Yes.
and I'm in the midst of writing. Actually, I mostly write screenplays, but I have been working and devising a one-person show for like 8 years now. Just like really, it's called Sweet Metamorphosis, and it's really about my journey through mental health and kind of trying to understand myself better and understand my emotional life a lot better. And I'm saying it like I haven't touched it probably since 2016, but it is something that's there. But yes, I'm so interested in writing, specifically writing for theater and writing for film and all that kind of stuff. And so I've done some directing and stuff, so I'm really hoping that as the years come, I get to hop on the other side of the table and help devise and create theater as well.
I love that. And is there, and I always ask this question lightly because I know when everyone says, what's next? It's like, what? But you're in Hamilton, what's next? Are you working on, I know you said you haven't touched the script since 2016, but are you working on any new projects, anything with the Muppets and or new Muppet shows, any new materials, anything that you can share with us aside from obviously Legally Blonde that you are working on?
Nothing that I know of right now. The only thing is, right now I think coming back from the pandemic, one of the best things that I learned about myself was that how much I really enjoy spending time with myself and just like really getting to know myself and really like investing in myself. Yeah, but truly and self-investigation, like that kind of really a deep work into like figuring out who you are, what you actually like, and not what you like for the sake of being perceived. And that's hard when you're in a business that's all about how you're being perceived. And so that's kind of the main focus, which is how I got back into puppetry in the first place. Because fun fact, and it's a lot of puppeteer story that when I was growing up, it was not cool to be into puppets, and so I was embarrassed and I put them away, and that's kind of so. Instead, I went to theater because that's way not as embarrassing. Getting back into puppetry and really getting in contact with people who work for Sesame Street and the Muppets, and now I have friends who work in those realms, and exploring a part of my creative psyche that has nothing to do with theater performance, but that doesn't really have much to do with this world. I have so many friends that are not crossover in that area, and that's so healthy for me to have that kind of separation. And so there are definitely going to be projects coming on. Nothing I can speak of, and nothing that is anything official. But there's always work in terms what I'm trying to put out. I'm always trying to
Love
produce
that.
concerts. I'm always trying to, hopefully keep writing and stuff like that. So
course.
you won't see me go away soon.
Well, good. I don't want to see you go away soon. Fergie, you'll have to come back again. I'm so
Yes.
happy to have you and come visit the Broadway Makers Marketplace here anytime.
Absolutely. Please support. Please
Yes.
buy stuff. There's so many great things in here. Oh my
Yes.
God.
And then this is the first time you're
Listen,
there.
I've walked by it many times,
Anytime.
but it's usually closed
Right.
when I'm walking home. But
Yeah.
it's so nice to be in here, and this is, I love everything about our community in so many ways, but we have so many people like you who are so dedicated to not just preserving the Broadway name, but talking about it and, exploring what is it on the human side of it and not just the performance side. And so shops like these are very important, so please give your financial
Yes.
support and spread the word on social media.
And let's all give a big round of applause to Michael for
Yes.
the magic and Joshua as well.
Yes.
And everyone works for the marketplace. Especially Michael, this was your grand idea in the beginning. You worked so hard and always want to give him the recognition he deserves. So thank you so much, Fergie. Thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having me.
thank you, everyone. And I'll see you next week. Next week's special guest is Desi Oakley. She's incredible. So see you next week.
Excited.